Morning, guys. This is Big Rig 150 coming at you again. If you like the video, please subscribe to get notifications. Like and share this to all your friends and family. I'm looking to do this on a little more regular basis. Um, Today I'm going to have a little bit of fun going over a little bit of information that some people ask about. And one of them is resale value of your vehicle. There's two big things that determine a lot of the resale value of your vehicle. One thing is your miles. Second, condition. Those are the two big things. But then there's also various other things, such as the supply and demand, new vehicle pricing, incentives on those new cars, as well as production volume. If they make 200,000 cars, your numbers are going to be worth more. If they make 1,000,000 cars, your value is going to be lower. Just as an example. Also another example, your SUVs versus your cars. Your SUVs usually have your best resale value. Your cars, they drop off very quickly, and that's just the way it is. I have a list here of 12 new cars with the worst 1-year resale. Now, not many people resell their cars after a year, but if you're looking for a car, certified pre-owned, or something that really you like, but you're like, what's the value going to be? These are the 12 cars I would say to keep away from. Now, this list is from Forbes for 2018 cars. This can change year to year. So as of right now, this is the list. Number 12 on the list is the Buick Regal. It loses on average 31.2% or 11.5 off the sticker. So I don't know all the price of all these cars off the top of my head, but let's say the Buick Regal, which is similar to the Ford Fusion, I'm going vehicles that I know, you're looking 35,000. After a year, your car's worth, let's say 20, 25, somewhere in that range. So you're losing quite a bit of your value right off the bat. I'm not saying any of these cars are bad cars, but all these cars are something. There are some higher end cars, and some nice cars, I think, in my opinion. Like number 11, it's a Chrysler 300, 31.7%. It loses an average of $13,000 a year. Okay, Chrysler 300, very nice car. I've driven a few of them. I've gotten in my own trades, and I've driven around it. I like them, but they lose a lot. It's the car business. It's the cars are losing value quick. I will say right now on this list, there are no SUVs and there are no trucks. Okay. Number 10 is the Cadillac ATS. That loses on average 31.8%. But here's the funny thing: the 31.8% is really only $7,000 a year. It's weird how the numbers work, but it's just the way they work. Then you have number 9, the Fiat 500. Nice little car. It's not my particular type of car because I'm a big guy. 6'2", 300 pounds. A little cramped, but I have driven one, and it does have a little bit of room, but not for an everyday driver for me. With that, it loses on average 31.9%, or an average of $11,100 a year. So it does lose a bit of money, but it's actually a sweet little car. Number 8 is the first, I want to say, luxury car, and that's the Jaguar XF. Don't know too much about Jaguar except at one time Ford owned them, and they had some nice cars then. Jaguar, since going back on their own, I don't know as well, but that's me. Um, you're looking at losing 32.3% or an average of $20,000 a year. If I'm not mistaken, a Jaguar like that, you're probably looking 60 to $100,000 depending on how it's equipped. I'm not saying that the equipment's bad, but it's just the way the car is. Number 7 is the first Ford product. It's not a Ford, but it's actually the Lincoln MKZ and the Lincoln MKZ Hybrid. Beautiful cars. I love the look of the Lincoln. It's just cars are not value. If you're noticing a theme here, cars lose a lot of value. The Lincoln MKZ slash hybrid loses average of 33.8% a year, which equates out to $14,200 a year. Lincoln cars are luxuries. I absolutely love when I get a Lincoln in the dealership. I'll drive around, know it inside and out, because it's a little different than an I'm sorry, not F-150, but a Ford. The Ford Fusion is a little different, but they drive a little bit different, similar but different. Different motors, different amenities, the way they're set up. So I always love driving a Lincoln. Number 6 is, I think, one of the more popular cars on this list, and that's the Nissan Maxima. One car a lot of people are always looking for is a Nissan Maxima because they just love the car. Maximas are very nice cars. Again, a little too small for me, but I like driving them when they're around. So I get a feel for it. The Maxima loses about 34% of its value the first year, which equates out to about $12,500. It's not too bad. Then you come to another luxury car, Mercedes-Benz C250. Nice looking car, sharp car. I'm not a Mercedes guy. I'm not most of your high-end cars. I am a Ford guy by trade, by my life, and also more of a truck guy than a car guy. But I do like the look of Mercedes, BMWs. I think they look nice. Just not my style. The Mercedes loses about 34.3% of its resale value, which equates out to $15,250 a year. So I mean, it loses a bit, but most of your higher end cars depreciate a little bit faster, but they're still great cars. That's why you see a lot of them on the secondary market at very low prices. That's the reason why. Number 4 is actually a surprise to me, and the reason for that is it's the Kia Cadenza. Now that is actually one of the Kias that I like. It's got a nice styling to it. It's similar to the Ford Taurus, the new Ford Taurus, but just a nice looking car. As you notice, I'm not bad-mouthing any of these cars because they're all nice cars. They're all beautiful cars. That's one thing I hope not to do on this channel is to bad-mouth any cars. Unless there's something that I feel should be. It's just not worth it. But the Cadenza loses, just like the Mercedes Benz, 34.3% or $12,900 a year. So it does lose a bit of money, but it's a nice looking car. Next, you have the Volvo S60. That's their standard mid-size car. Nice car. I've seen a lot of them, and nice. It loses 34.4% of its value, or $14,200 a year. Now, this is all per year, meaning first year. The second year is normally not as bad, so don't think, oh, I'm buying a car, I'm losing $14,000. It's not worth it at the end. No, your first year depreciation is the absolute worst, and then it kind of levels off a little bit. So don't think, oh, I'm going to buy a car and it's not going to be worth anything in 3 years. So number two is the Lincoln MKS. Um, the full-size car, it's like the Ford Taurus. Very nice car. I absolutely love the Ford Taurus. I love the Lincoln MKS. It's a big car, fits big guys very well. And that's why I fell in love with the car. It's just has that feel to it. Um, the Lincoln does depreciate 34.5% each for the first year, and then $16,000 for the first year. So you do take a hit, but hey, it's a beautiful ride. And number one is the Fiat 500L. Now that's their bigger version of the Fiat. Their more luxurious version of the Fiat 500. That loses on average 34.6% on the first year, with an average loss of $8,000 for the first year. So that's a very small number for the first year of losing value. And like I said, year from year after that, you're not as much to lose. The first year is always the worst. And the reason for that is you have your MSRP of the car minus your rebates minus depreciation. So if the car is $35,000, there's $5,000 of rebates. You're already down $5,000. Then the depreciation, 20-25%. That's how these numbers came to be. So if you got a car that's got a lot of rebates, you're not going to be able to resell it at what you think you can. Now, every car that I just listed here, if you're looking for one, look for one that comes off a lease or was a executive's car. And why that is because it's going to lose the depreciation the first year. They're going to certify it. It's going to make you have more value. Okay. You can already say, for example, the Mercedes-Benz C250. I'm not sure what the sticker price is, but you already know the first year you lose it. You lost $15,000. Let the other guy take the $15,000 loss. As long as it's a certified vehicle, that's my only caveat to this. You want to make sure if you're buying one of these cars, it's going to be a year old, get it certified. People say, why? What's the big deal? The certified vehicles have to meet factory standards. So, and I can only talk about on the Ford end, but I believe they're all roughly the same in how they do this. Number one, it's got to go through a 172-point inspection. Now that's Ford's. I think that's also Honda and some other ones. Not 100% sure, but again, I'm going with what I knew about Ford's. Number two, there are certain things that must be changed before it can be sold. Like on Ford's, you have to get new wiper blades. All your filters must be changed. It's got to be like a new car. Let's just say in the first year somebody was real heavy on the brakes or the tires. There's certain measurements that they need to be. If they're not, they have to be replaced. So if you look at tires and you're saying they look a little low, not necessarily. It could be a low profile tire, it could be a different tire, but it meets Ford's standards or it meets the manufacturers. If you need clarification, ask the sales consultant. If he doesn't offer it to you, that should be a red flag right there. Or if he doesn't know the answer and he doesn't get you one, that's a red flag. I'm trying to protect people. I'm also trying to inform people. You know, I don't want you going out there and beating up all these sales guys because they got to make a living. But at the same time, if they're not being truthful with you right now, what are you going to do in a year from now when they call you up, if they're still there? I've been lucky the past 7 years. I've been at the same dealership, and I love it. I got my foot my feet wet somewhere else. That's how I learned the business. Car sales is not for everybody, so some people might seem arrogant, pushy. Can't have that. What I want to do is thank everybody for sitting here watching the video. Please like, share, subscribe, get notifications. More videos will be coming out at a hopefully a little more steady rate. Please leave a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. If there's something that you want, please leave a comment and I will get back to you. Again, Big Rig 150 signing off. Have a great day, guys.